Hello and welcome to my Out of the Park Baseball 26 playthrough with the expansion Montreal Expos. As you can see here, we are at the beginning of the game. It's just the first day of the game, and I've set up an expansion. No extra divisional stuff like that. I've not messed with any divisions, is what I meant by that, if I could speak English correctly. So I'm just in the NL East, the regular NL East, just added on with the Montreal Expos. Um, I'm going to hopefully play through a bunch of seasons in this save. It's not going to be as interactive as a lot of the ones you see on YouTube. What I mean by that is I'm going to be recording a lot of these in the same session, and then recording and then just posting them in advance or like in bulk. I'm not sure yet, but it's not going to be like Old School Sports, who is my favorite OOTP YouTuber, where he posts a video and then you can kind of interact with it, especially if it's like a draft video or like an international amateur free agency video where it's like, this is what I would do, this is what I would do. It's not really going to be like that, unfortunately. Maybe in the future I'll do something like that. Maybe when I have more time to get long into a save. Um, for example, the start of OOTP27, maybe I'll do that. But yeah. I'm going to do all the personnel stuff, I think, off screen, so I'll hire all my staff and all that stuff. I would actually like to. I'm not gonna do a DSL team until the off season probably. So yeah, I'm gonna hire a bunch of staff, and then we'll get into either the expansion draft or some prior to expansion draft stuff. Maybe I'll just do everything afterwards. So yeah, I'm a little undecided on how the series is gonna work, but I do know. Hold on, let me turn my mic up a little bit. That should be a little bit better. I don't really know how exactly I'm going to format this series, if it's going to be like multiple videos per season, stuff like that. I'm not really sure. But it is going to be a little bit um what I do know is what I'll say. What I do know is that I'm going to be going very far in the save. If I stick with it at least. I play these saves for a long time. I don't get bored when it's all generated players. It's my favorite part is when it's all generated players. I do want to eventually, every like 10 seasons or so, maybe 15, maybe 20, go through like my decision history, stuff like that. Where is it? Decision history, go through my top 15 trades, go through my best acquisitions, stuff like that. I'll shortlist every single draft we do. I'll do all that stuff. And then I'll also keep track of players who maybe got away or maybe we traded away, former expos, stuff like that. So it's gonna be a fun series. If you are into that kind of stuff, if you are into the kind of the record keeping side of the game and like kind of the more historical side of getting deep into a save, you're definitely gonna enjoy this one. So I am just going to be doing this in the background for the next like I don't know, probably 5 minutes. Get through this part, and then I will be back in just a minute. Okay, now that that's done, we're gonna start looking at our owner. Ooh, I haven't looked at this yet. I think I saw it. I haven't looked at it yet, but he's only 45. Oh no. Okay, we have a penny pincher. It's the first thing we're looking at. We have a penny pinching owner whose priority is extreme profit. It's not extreme winning, it's not winning, it's not normal, it's not profit, it's extreme profit. Involvement is hands off and patience is lenient. This one doesn't matter because I have firing turned off. But this is the only one that'll actually matter. He will let me do whatever I want with the team. He's not gonna randomly sign players, all that stuff. That's nice. I maxed out all our budgets besides for draft budgets, just so we at least have a chance to rebuild or build something serious here. And then, I think I did want to do a couple things before the season starts. I think. I don't know where he is. Well, first of all, I wanted to bring in Yasmani Grandal. That's one thing I want to do. I'm going to give him a $5 million contract. And then there's another guy I wanted to bring in who I always bring in. Guess he's not a 45, or I guess he's a 45 my scout's eye. That's Austin Meadows. I'm gonna bring him in on a $1.5 million deal. I know he retired in real life. I don't know. I shouldn't say I know. I'm pretty sure he retired in real life. And then also a Danny Hechavarria because he's a really good defensive shortstop. Give those 3 guys contracts, and then I think we're gonna get into the expansion draft. Hope that all these guys accepted their contracts. Go to personnel, pending offers. Everybody's favoring their offer. Cool. So we can go into the expansion draft. Obviously 40, not obviously. 35 rounds is what I was trying to say, obviously. And then 40 players were protected per team. And then let me actually get music on. You guys won't be able to hear it, but I am going to begin the background. Just while I do this. So 40 players are protected per team. Every player is auto-protected if they have less than 3 professional years. That's not MLB service time. That's professional service time. So say somebody got drafted at 18, in their age 20, maybe late 21, early 22 year, they would be able to be drafted for this draft, for example. Unless they were protected, of course. So that will be what is going on in this draft, and then we'll scroll all the way up to the top. They want me to take Chase McDermott, who's a solid pitcher. Actually, I didn't take a look at our ballpark. That's another thing we need to do. Ooh. Okay, it's really bad for gap power and average, but it's really good for home run power. That could be slightly worrying. Well, that means we have to kind of like watch out for guys who have really bad, like this we can't have. We can't have 45 movement with fly ball pitcher. It's not going to happen. Especially not extreme fly ball. Yeah, Chris Paddock's going to be a no-go. Or no, Blanco's probably going to be a no-go. Okay. What is this filter? 45, 45, 50, 45. I actually just want to replace this with pitching ratings. Home run rate is at least 50. And I want this to go down to 45 as well. I think that'll be my starting pitcher filter. What's my relief pitcher filter? I don't care about stamina. I don't care about pitches. And then again, I just want this to be home run rate is at least 50. Okay, so there's gonna be a bunch of relievers that we could get in this draft. That's cool, I guess. Yeah, so I do want to start with a starting pitcher unless there's someone specifically out here batter-wise. Jason Doyle is a good defensive catcher. That's about it. And Manuel Valdez could be like a obviously he's a righty guy. He's a righty masher. He kind of only face righties. He's really a DH, but I think I'm gonna bring him in. If you want me to take a batter, who would it be? Omar Alfonso. You just want me to bring in a prospect, okay? Then there's Ernie Clement, Justin Foscue. Justin Foscue is interesting, but he can really only hit against lefties. Actually, no, that's not true. But he has really bad BABIP. That's kind of worrying. Then there's John Rave. Hunter Renfroe is obviously a guy you can hit against lefties. Corey Lee's a selfish personality guy. I know that from previous games. Kind of don't care about that. Cool. But yeah, I think it's going to be Emmanuel Valdez to start out with. And then they get 2 picks. They pick Joey Cantillo and David Festa. David Festa is kind of one to miss out on there, but whatever. I think I'm going to play Justin Foscue at first. So we'll bring him in. Obviously, it'd be nice to have Javi Baez. Plus, we're not paying anyone, but I think 3 years or like 2.5 years down the line, I think we're gonna want to get off that contract. Go back to this. Go to all pitchers. There's Alec Marsh, who's injured. Tristan Beck, who's a fly ball guy, but not an extreme fly ball guy. He's interesting. Wentz is interesting. You're interesting. Cool. You're pretty good. Jose Suarez, Jake Eater. Some assortment of these guys plus another one or two different guys could probably be. It's probably gonna be our rotation. In all honesty. I do want to go back to Chase McDermott. He's extreme fly ball. I can't. Just scrolling through. Michael Lorenzen is a fly ball pitcher with 45 fly ball pitcher. Although you have good control, don't you? Ryan Nelson, you do. Yeah, I think I'll bring in Ryan Nelson to like head my rotation. It's not pretty. And then I took Tristan Beck immediately after. It's probably going to be my next pick. That's fine. It's not fine. I'm actually kind of a little mad about it, but whatever. Cody Funderburk is usually pretty solid in this game. Brannick's extreme fly ball. Quintana wouldn't be bad, but a $15 million team option, so literally we just wouldn't bring him back. McCullough. Okay, if I go to all pitchers and I get rid of ground fly is at most neutral. That brings me back. No fly ball tendency. Cool. That gives me these guys. Danny Young's a really good lefty specialist, but he can also face others. But I think he'll be here later on in the draft. So we're going to bring in Jose Quintana. We're going to Mason Englert to start as well. They bring in David Hensley and Omar Alfonso. That's fine. You can have both those guys. Ooh, Chase Silseth's pretty solid, isn't he? Or at least he has been in the past. So bring in him and Balazovic, Ernie Clement, and Trevor Gott. Okay, I think we have a solid starting rotation there. Obviously not good. I'm not gonna say it's good. But certainly solid. It's certainly a starting rotation. That's what I'll say. Englert and Silseth need to be on 85 pitch counts. Balazovic can be on a 90 pitch count, and then Quintana, I kind of want to push you. Nelson, I kind of want to push you. You're going to be slow as hook as starter. Slow hook as starter. Cool. Okay. And then Foscue, you're going to kind of just be like my two hitter. Manuel Valdez, you're going to be my two hitter. Or my. We're going to drop you there. We're going to drop you there. Cool. Okay. Get rid of that. Batters now. I think we could have like a Hunter Renfroe, Emmanuel Valdez platoon. With Hunter Renfroe being the short side guy. And then he could maybe DH against. Maybe he'll DH against righties. That works for me. Cool. Because you're a pretty good defender. Yeah. We'll do that. Cool. Ray Barrera is probably going to be my catcher, so we'll bring him in. Really, this first season is all going to be about defense. Like, that's literally all it's going to be about. Nick Fortes could be our backup catcher. They want to bring in John Rave. I don't think so, because we're already in for... Oh, I didn't need both of these guys. You can go down to AAA. Because I forgot What's his name? Yasmani Grandal. Okay, who has shortstop abilities? Kreidler, you're going to be my backup shortstop. If I do this, get rid of these guys. I don't know why I did it that way. Your filter customize outfield range is at least 70. There's 5 guys, or there's 8 guys here. I think it's gonna be Sammy Siani. Yeah, it's gonna be Sammy Siani. It's gonna be our center fielder. Cool. So Kreidler, you're just gonna be backup. Sammy Siani. Against righties, you might actually be able to do something. So you're gonna be 5th. Pop those two. And then you're gonna bet 8th against lefties. Cool. 70 range, only 7. I say only 70, but I'm seeing if anybody is 75. Their cost as a prospect. Cool. Um, yeah, it doesn't matter to me. Now I need like middle infielders, or like, now I need everything but a shortstop, basically. What about like just straight up I? Zach Short's interesting. Let me see like batting ratings. Contact versus lefties. Castillo's really solid against lefties, so we'll do that. And then against righties, we'll have is there anyone who can do anything but yeah, Adam Frazier. Cool. So you two are gonna be my second base platoon. We can't have platoons everywhere, obviously, but it's nice to have them some places. And Kreidler will actually play third, I think. Have you play third, you'll bat 8th there, and then 6th there. Okay. We have 3 hitters already coming in. That's our shortstop, our left fielder, and our catcher. So shortstop, left field, catcher. We need a DH against lefties, and then a backup center fielder. So against DH against lefties. DH against lefties. Lefty. I think that'll be. Maybe Davis Wenzel, because he can also play some corner infield as well. All right, Brito. And then I need a backup center fielder. So I'm going to bring in Corey Rozier. That was his name. Speed is probably what he's good at. There's some guys here. Jason Brown used to have really high range in this game. Where is he? Caden Polkovich. Rozier. Does he not have good range? Good speed? Rozier. What's your speed? Only 55. Wow. So yeah, he'll be our backup outfielder. And then we now go to pitchers. We go expansion draft. Cool. That works for me. So you're going to be my DH against lefties. You're going to be my backup every 5th game. You're going to be my backup outfielder. And then we're going to have Davis Wenzel be the backup there. Nick Castillo be the backup in the infield. And Kreidler will be the backup shortstop. Wenzel's going to be my backup corner infielder. So it's really just going to be Castillo at second. And in the corners, you can kind of play the corner outfield. You can play a little bit better. That works for me there. And then it's lefties. It's going to be you guys there. Cool. Didn't mean to do that. I know this is probably riveting gameplay right now, but I do apologize. You can't play infield, can you? You can't at all, okay. You can probably be my backup first baseman there. Maybe every fifth starter there as well, and then Kreider will be the backup shortstop. Cool. So now against righties, it'll be Rozier's the runner. Castillo is the backup runner, and then Castillo and Wenzel is the backup pinch hitters. And then Frazier as the pinch hitter with Valdez. Then you and Fortes as the runners. Cool. So now we just got to plug in our. Well, you're going to go down there. You're going to go down there. You're going to go down there. That works. Cool. Yeah, because I want Hunter Renfroe there. Or not Hunter Renfroe. Austin Meadows there. That works. Okay, cool. And then against lefties, I do think I want to plug in maybe Nick Fortes. No. Okay. You would ideally be a righty. You really can hit against lefties. You really can't hit against lefties. You really can't hit against lefties. Like, ideally, one of you guys would be, like, one of you two would be a righty. But you guys aren't. That's fine. So, we'll just have Austin Meadows. No, we'll just have you be a ridiculously good defensive left fielder. Right? You play outfield? You kind of can play outfield. But then who DHs? Neither of you guys can hit. So yeah, we'll just have Rozier be we'll just have a ridiculously good defensive outfield over here. That works. And then we just need pitchers. So we just need our 8 relievers, and then we should be good to start picking some other guys. Bring in Kirby Yates because he might be able to get us something at the deadline, and then we bring in Danny Young as our lefty specialist. Cody Funderburk to be another lefty, and then Jose Hernandez might be our final lefty in the pen. No, we're bringing Conley for sure, or Canley. I think Bernardino's another lefty specialist. Yeah, bring in Bernardino. Bring in Miguel Castro for Scherzies. We got 2 more. You'll come in. As will you, Cade Stroud. Cool. There are 8 relievers. Don't want to put too much. Come on. Don't want to put too much thought into it. Just lefty specialist. 8th inning setup. No, I want you to be 8th inning setup. You're gonna be middle relief. Closer. 7th inning setup. Middle relief. You are the guy who can only face righties. Cool. I knew one of you guys would be like that. Middle relief. Cool. That works for me. And then we're just waiting for those guys. So now I need to pick guys who are not on the 40-man. Starting pitchers. Actually, I can just go starting pitcher. Okay, we'll bring in Alec Marsh. He'll just go on the IL. Oh, I need to do this and then that. Okay. You're actually not going to do that. We'll bring you in, and bring you in as some relief, or as some starting pitching depth. Anything with you. Cool. And then we'll go to relief pitchers. Bring in Bradley as some depth too. We already have a backup catcher. I need a guy who can play some shortstop. I need infield range to be at least 65. Shoemake's perfect for this role. Bring in Shoemake and Alika Williams. And then I need outfield range to be at least 65. Need some guys who can play some outfield. Maybe jump this up to 70. You can do it. And then I need a right-handed guy who can just hit. Hopefully. A right-handed guy who could just flat out hit. Which will be probably for you. Bad personality really scares me. Kevin Pillar can do it, I guess. I don't like that a lot. I like it all, actually. I guess it'll be... No, he's on a major league deal. Dang. That'll be Luis De Los Santos in AAA. You're a righty? You are a righty. Oh, I'm looking at lefties. Okay. And then against righties, it'll be Derek Hall or Christopher Familia. I think it's gonna be Derek Hall. You on a minor league deal? I think it'll be Jose. No, it's not gonna be Jose Rojas. It's going to be Eddie Rosario. Cool. Everybody else is going to go down to the minor leagues except for Alec Marsh, who's going to go to the 15-day. Jose Suarez, who does not have. Of course, he doesn't. We're just gonna have to place him on the active roster and then waive him. We'll have to do the same thing with Joey Wentz. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna have to go to Suarez and Wentz and just waive and DFA you guys and just hope nobody picks you up. Cool. Okay. So that'll be that. We'll go until the beginning of the season. We'll go into opening day and then we'll just kind of keep simulating in the next episode. Select all these guys. Do that. Then we have 2 more offers out. It's to pitching coaches. Yasmani Grandal came in. Those guys didn't get claimed, so we'll bring those guys down. Which is nice. Alika Williams, I want you to learn third base while you're down there. Shoemake, I want you to learn first, I guess. Luis De Los Santos, I want you to learn left. Eddie Rosario, you can't play anything, so you're just gonna DH down there. You can't play any infield. Cool. Can you play first? Kind of, but I really don't need you to play first. That works. No, Yasmani Grandal is gonna go in there and there. Nice. We just gotta wait for these guys to sign. I've had offers, but yours is top. Cool. Hopefully all 3 of them sign at the same time. Austin Meadows didn't like my deal. Move your 3 million, man. Just get in here. Echeverria signed. John Santiago. Got some decent eye. I don't want you to worry about this or this. I want you to just literally just focus on that eye and then this stuff and this stuff. Danny Echeverria did sign though, which is very, very nice. We'll go in there. Austin Meadows liked our latest offer. San Diego offered him more. What are you? Against righties. Do I really want to pay him that? I need a left fielder. Or no, I could do a left fielder against lefties. Who do I have down here? Let me see what's out there in indie ball. Indie search, power potential. No, I actually want just like batting ratings. It's righties that I kind of care about. Brian O'Grady, you're going to strike out like 300 million times, so pass on that. Austin Allen, no. Matijevich is unmotivated. So you're bringing Curtis Terry. Bring in him. Yeah, Curtis Terry, why not? Can he play the outfield? Not at all. 25 error out there. Can Foscue play the outfield? He can. So yeah, Foscue is going to go into left here. And Curtis Terry is going to play first there. And then you're going to move to left here. You're going to play first there. Perfect. It's actually perfect. It just works. Cool. This team is going to stink. This team's going to win like 30 games. But that's it, man. That's all we got to do. Let's check the waiver wire before the season starts. Edward Bizzardo. Definitely going to want him. Definitely going to want Lovelady as well. You could replace Cade Stroud and Miguel Castro, so yes. Actually, that would give us too many lefties. So no, I think. Unless you're a fly ball guy. You're not a fly ball guy. Cool, I'll take you. Pitchers, though. Tomas Nido as a backup catcher, I'll take. Instead of Nick Fortes. And then they should all be here by opening day, maybe except for Nido. Yeah, I think Nido's not here. That's fine. Keston Hiura would low-key be just like, I just straight up against lefties, so we'll take him. And then I think Jacob Stallings would not be necessary, so I don't think we're going to bring him in. Cool. So Stroud's going to go down, as is Castro, I think, because you can only pitch against righties. It's on TS waivers. Yeah, we'll just send you down the waivers. Send you through waivers, I should say. Lovelady and Bizzardo go in. You guys are both going to be middle relievers. If you need to, you can be specialists. I actually want you to be my closer, and then you're going to be my 7th inning setup guy, and then you're going to be my 6th inning setup guy. Cool. Yeah, because Bizzardo is the best reliever we have right now, so. Cool. That works for me. It's opening day. I'm not going to play it in the next episode, but I am going to get this episode ended so that we can get everything sorted for the next one. I'm going to scout all of the players in my org real quick. Get that done. Scout you, scout you, scout you, scout you, scout you. Request scouting report, and then all you guys. Don't know why it didn't collect them all at the same time. Cool. Okay. So I hope we can actually do something. I don't want to say decent because it's not going to be decent, but do something this season. Lose less than 100 games is what I'm hoping for this season. And then we can just build for the future. Build. You know how it goes. It's an OOTP save. But yeah. Thank you for watching. And goodbye.